Welcome to Sunday. It is 11:22 a.m. It is February the 6th, and on this Sunday, I'd like to talk about making the leap or the jump from lucid dreaming to astral projection. Something I have only done a few times, but I wanted to talk about it because for those of you who may be struggling with doing astral projection, perhaps using lucid dreams as a platform might be helpful to you in making that transition. Now, I do understand, by the way, I understand this completely, that lucid dreaming is its own thing, really, honestly. I'm certain that it has its own subreddit. Probably several subreddits are probably committed to lucid dreaming, and I'm not an expert in how to do lucid dreaming. I want to make sure I say that up front. When I was younger, I did it, I think it just kind of came naturally to me. It was funny, the whole thing with lucid dreaming and me when I was a kid was that it always made sense to me. Before I knew the name lucid dreaming, the idea that one could control their dreams just seemed logical to me as a child. And this is maybe a suggestion I'll make, and it's only a suggestion. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm certain that there are people in this community that are much better at this than I am, because some folks, that's their entire focus. They love to go and lucid dream. But for me, again, it just kind of came up naturally. And it was interesting because it wouldn't have made sense any other way for me. I mean, dreaming in my own mind is going on inside of you, which it is. It's going on inside your head. And if it's going on inside your head, to me, it made sense that you should be able to control it. Like in the same way I'm able to control my thoughts, I'm able to control my hands, my feet, my legs, all those things. And I'm able to control the thoughts that I have in my mind. I'm able to imagine certain things when I'm lying down with my eyes shut. Then I should be able to lucid dream. It just made sense, and it made sense that in my mind I thought anybody should be able to do it, and I still think that it is possible for anyone to be able to do it. I think my basic suggestion with this is that you try and take that attitude of, it's inside me, so why wouldn't I be able to do it? And in a sense, I think you're training yourself to feel or to believe that it's possible. And that's one of the ways I think to begin. Now, being able to realize when you are in a dream, there are people that have specific tips, suggestions on how to realize when you're in a dream and take control at that moment. For me, my lucid dreams, I can remember, of course, they began before I started astral projecting. One of the first ones was I was having a dream, and my best friend at the time was there. And I remember realizing that I was dreaming, and I thought, I wonder if I could turn him into a dragon. And with a single thought, I did. I turned him into a dragon, and full-blown dragon, and then I turned him back just by thinking about it. It was that quick. And in another lucid dream that I had early on, actually this happened in multiple lucid dreams that I had. I was Superman, which was my favorite comic book character growing up. Superman, I've always loved Superman, still do. And in my lucid dreams, when I would become Superman, I could hear the music. I could, see the phone booth in the backdrop. For those of you who are younger, you're probably thinking phone booth. I know it's very strange. Back in the day before there were cell phones, of course, there were phone booths. I'm sure that you know about that, but that was how Superman would transition. He would go into a phone booth, and then when he came out, he was Superman, and then he'd jump up into the air. And I did that when I was young as well. So, and it was always very exciting. I could save, usually I would save someone who maybe I had a crush on in, real 3D world, and or some other beautiful woman that just kind of was created from all of those crushes. They were probably just put together in my own subconscious mind, and so I would save them from some dangerous thing or whatever. So yeah, my lucid dreaming was when I was young was very imaginative and quite a lot of fun. But today I wanted to talk about suggestions on how to transition from lucid dreaming to astral projection. And one of my big suggestions here for you, especially if you are a lucid dreamer, I'm sure again that there are those who are listening to me right now who are lucid dreamers. But then there may also be people who have never had a lucid dream. If you find yourself realizing that you are in a lucid dream, one of my suggestions is to do something physical. Now, I say this because one of the more memorable transitions I made, I'll share this with you, and this was within the last probably year or so that this experience happened. I was on a plane in this particular dream. I was seatbelted in. It was a flight. I had no idea where it was going. I just happened to be on this plane. And when I was sitting there, I realized that I was in a dream. And I thought, I'm dreaming. I wonder if I could make the transition from a dream into astral projecting. So I unbuckled my seatbelt, and then I leaped into the air and went straight through the hull. Now, the hull of the plane. Now, I don't remember actually passing through. I just remember jumping up, and I imagine that I went through the plane. But when I came out, and by the way, I closed my eyes when I made this transition. When I opened my eyes again, I was flying over a desert in the astral plane, and I could sense it. Now, I know that there are people who are asking, how did you know that you were astral projecting at that moment? And that's fine. It's a good question. For me, making the transition from lucid dreaming to astral projection is more of a sense or a feeling. How do we know when we wake up from sleeping or a dream, right? Ask yourself that. Well, you open your eyes, you have a sense that you're awake and aware. You feel like you're in this 3D reality, right? That's what you feel. It is the same thing with me and making the transition from lucid dreaming to astral projection. It's almost as if I've woken up and suddenly I know that I'm astral projecting. The other part to this is the part that my instincts tell me that I have actually made the transition, and I trust myself. Again, and I've talked about this before, guys, and this is so important. Trusting yourself, the relationship you have with yourself. I cannot stress this enough. I will continue to stress it. This is really, really important. You have to trust yourself, trust your instincts. What do you feel once you have made the transition? Does it still feel like you're dreaming, or does it feel different? Do you feel awake? Do you feel it is feeling as if you were conscious when you are astral projecting. When I'm astral projecting or having a beyond body experience, I feel as if I am conscious in a different way. It is a different way of feeling that feeling. And it's, in order for me to be specific, and I don't know that I could be specific, like, what do you specifically feel? You feel as if you are awake, but awake in a different way. That's all I can really tell you. But I would suggest that you make the transition a physical one, because for us as human beings, I don't know, I think it makes more sense internally for us to do a physical transition. I don't know. For you, it might be different. That would be my suggestion. Of course, you can do something different. I like to jump up into the air and fly. That makes me feel like I'm astral projecting. Maybe for you, it might be running. You might want to run and pretend like you're breaking through a barrier, or that you're pushing through a barrier. Sometimes when I am trying to do a beyond body experience, I imagine my hands pushing through an invisible barrier, and I'll just continue to have that visual in my mind. For those of you who are curious about my beyond body, I know that many times the transition from into those experiences, the beyond body experiences, they flow naturally for me. But there are times when I want to induce a beyond body experience that I will imagine my hands pushing through a barrier. And again, this might be helpful to you. I'm throwing these things out there. I would hope that it would be helpful to you. Anyway, that is my suggestion, and that's the video. I wanted to, at the end of this video, again, include the fact that my podcast is out there. I have finished episode 7 and are starting to work on episode 8 of Nawi of the Lightning Tribe. If you're interested, I will leave a link below. Thank you so much for coming on another journey with me. And until next time, take care.